If you've been walking the same old road for miles and miles, if you've been hearing the same old voice at the same old...
Hi, how are you? My name is Johanna. I'm 38 years old. I'm here to share with you a little part of my testimony, to give you a word what Jesus wants to you in your life. So my first time, I grew up in a Catholic family with my mom being separated of my dad, and I'm Colombian. My mom brought me to the United States when I was a year old, and I was used to going every Sunday to church, and I grew up like that until I was 14. At 15, I got married, and obviously in that time, I didn't know nothing about Jesus Christ. Shortly after when I got married, my mom decided to move to North Carolina because she felt that I abandoned her at some point. So I was having so many issues, so many problems with my ex-husband, at that time my husband, that I decided to move there, which my husband followed me. And when I got there, I was surprised that my mom was attending to a Christian church. And that time was a Baptist. She started going there because she was lonely. She stated that she felt alone, and she decided to go to a church. And the first church she went to, it was a Baptist church. So when I get there, my mom started talking to me about Christ, and that I needed Christ in my life. So I went there, and which I didn't really like it at the moment because I was a teenager, married, but I still was a girl. But I continued going just because my husband, he was an alcoholic, and I wanted God to change him. But I never thought about myself. It was about him. Years passed. I maybe was 4 years in church, but I never felt the Lord in me. I felt that I was just doing something for others to change, not for me. The years passed by. I totally separated from the church. I never went back again. I moved back to Colombia, and that's where my life started to change in a bad way. I started going to parties. I started drinking, like heavily drinking, because I was separated of my husband, and I started having a really rough life at my early 20s. And it was really hard. Even though my mom was Christian, she never, since she met God, Jesus in her heart, she never separated from him. And I remember her always praying for me day and night. She used to tell me, hey, if you're gonna go out, I'm gonna stay with the kids, but just be careful. Just be very cautious of what's going on your ¿cómo se dice? Surroundings. So I knew that I was protected just because of the prayers of my mom, but I really never wanted to come to Jesus Christ because I thought that I was gonna miss out of the world, of everything that I was enjoying, that I was going to miss out on that. So I always said, this is not the time for me. I need to enjoy. I need to get to know people. I need to have fun. I ended up doing so many bad things in my life that never gave me that like peace or happiness. And I always was looking in other men what I didn't have with my dad. And actually it was what I was missing, that it was my father, that is God. I didn't have him in my life, so that's why I felt so empty and so lonely. So I was very promiscuous, and just having sex because I felt that that was the way I was going to feel loved. Years passed by. I'm talking since I was 15 until 36. When I was 36, I decided to move to Orlando, and that's when I came to a church and I received Jesus Christ in my life. I got baptized again, but this time I did it because I wanted to, not because other people were telling me to do it. And that's when my life changed completely. It was so, like, so incredible. Like, right now people tell me, I used to know you, the life that you lived and the life that you live now, you're a totally different Johanna. Because I used to curse, I used to drink every time I needed to drink. Even though I wasn't drinking like when I was a teenager, but I still needed that in my life. When I came to Jesus Christ, in that time I had a partner, and I was living with him in sin. And that's when God told me, you have to leave everything for me. And I said, okay. And I gave that up, and it was very, very hurtful for me. But I knew that something better was coming in the way. And I'm still waiting, and I do hear the voice of God telling me always, don't worry, because I have that man for you out there. I'm preparing him for you like I'm preparing you. So I just wanted to share that with you, because when you come to the life of Jesus, it doesn't mean that everything's going to be good. You're still going to have problems. You're still going to have financial issues. You're still going to have love issues. Your kids still will be out there doing drugs. But the only difference is when you have Jesus Christ in your heart, you could take that easily. You could be happy, even though you see that your family is not there yet, but you have that promise in your hand that Jesus will change your family, that Jesus will do everything that you need. He will provide. I haven't been working since December, and all these months he's the only one that has provided me, because I have that faith. I never doubt that he is my provider. He will never fail, and he's the only one that loves me and will never abandon me. So I just want you guys to know something that is very important. When you are a Christian, when you turn to Jesus, it's not only about you anymore. Right now you have to go and spread the word, because that's what Jesus came for. When Jesus came, he prepared himself through his young age. And that's why when he was 33, he was out there, he got baptized, he started doing miracles, he started talking to everyone, and that's what we have to do too, because we were created to his image, and that's very important for us, because God will ask us, what did we do in our Christian life? Because it's very important for us to share with everybody our testimony. That's the only way I could go and tell somebody that I see that are in alcohol, tell them, listen, I was an alcoholic too, but Jesus loves you and he will change you. And it doesn't matter if you go back the next day and you go and drink, because he will put you up again. You fall, but he lifts you up. He always will do that. He will never leave you down there. The only thing you have to want is Jesus. You have to believe in that. You have to go and drag your body to do the things. You don't want to do it, because that's what the devil wants you to keep you out there with being miserable, being depressed, and feeling abandoned, feeling alone. But Jesus doesn't want you to do that. He wants you to be with the world and share with them what you have in your life right now. So just don't forget, that's very important to do it. So just go out there and talk about your experience with God, because God loves you.